Today we're reviewing Healthy Bees Heavy Hives. Hello, I'm Griffiths, welcome to Winning Griffith. Here we talk everything beekeeping, farming, countryside living, and we do reviews as well. Now, I am not in my house, I am not in the apiary, and I'm not in the bee shed. I am actually in Bluestone enjoying a quick weekend of holiday before the season kicks off. But I've had the perfect chance to finish reading this amazing book, Healthy Bees Heavy Hives, How to Maximize Your Honey Crop by Steve Donohoe and Paul Horton. And let me tell you, what a book this is. Now, I've read, I wouldn't say all the bee books, but I've read all the main ones that's come on the market, designed at people that want to become professional into beekeeping, into honey farming. This book has fit nicely into that category. Now, not gonna talk bad about other people's books. There are different books in America, Australia, you know, talking about bee farming, but this is a UK specific one I'm sure you guys have already picked up or you want to pick up. And let me tell you, if you haven't picked this book up and you are serious into honey, serious into bees, and you want to make a lot more money out of your beekeeping, this book has got everything that you could possibly think of you need resource and information wise. This will help you get healthy bees but heavier hives. They've picked a fantastic title for this book, and that's exactly what this book is going to do to your beekeeping journey. Now, first impression of the book, I quite like that the letters is pretty big. If your eyes are bad or you're getting older like me, you don't want a book just full of just small text, and you know, you can see sections are broken up nicely into paragraphs. You can read it, you can absorb the information in it, comes in lovely. This reads really easy. It's such an enjoyable read, because sometimes when you read in-depth beekeeping books, it's written by someone who maybe is an academic. They understand, you know, big words and big theories, etc. Well, you know, I'm a beekeeper, I'm a bee farmer, I don't understand that kind of lingo. This is written absolutely spot on for information to get out of a book and into your head. Now, they've spent a lot of time writing this book, because I know what I feel. Even though I haven't written a book, you know, when I do YouTube videos, I've got to think of a subject, or I've got to research a subject, and I want to get certain points, and I want to come across it, you know, and follow that in a certain way or in a certain time span. They have done this excellent. You've got Murray McGregor. He's written the preface on there. Well, there's a guy who is serious into beekeeping. That's the biggest honey farmer in the UK. That's the book. Who is Steve Donohoe and who is Paul Horton? Well, the two of them I know very well by now. Paul I know best. Both are bee farmers, members of the Beefarmer Association. Now, Paul, I got to know Paul a bit better when we did knowledge exchange group, KEG, within the bee farming membership within the bee farming community. I was part of a knowledge exchange group where bee farmers came together, and we revealed all our figures in an open scenario, compared each other's notes to see how we can improve the industry and bring that forward. And what hit me about Paul was basically the guy there who produced the most honey per hive out of almost everybody there. He might have been the number one guy there. So we all as bee farmers wanted to learn, how does Paul get such a good honey crop? And it's no, you know, BS, none of that. This guy is 100% genuine. He does produce that volume of honey, and it says here, you know, he averages around 130 pounds per hive, something that I don't get anywhere near with my bees. Paul does move bees around. He explains that in his book. He moves it from crop to crop to crop. He does pollination work, gets paid for that as well. So having someone that produces that much honey per hive is probably the best ingredient that you can put into a beekeeping book on how to get more money out of your bees. And then the second author, Steve Donohoe. Now Steve's written an amazing book already, Interviews by Beekeepers, and that is a fantastic book. He goes around, well, the world really, and interviews bee farmers to see how their operation runs and what makes them tick, you know, more of an in-depth of their business and the way they make a living from bees. But this is more in-depth, what I need to increase our honey crop. Now it's written up or broken down into fantastic chapters. We've got 11 chapters: general principles, getting bees through winter, early spring, beehives and equipment, queens, disease and pest, plants for bees, swarm and prevention and control, migratory beekeeping, staying put, harvesting, processing and selling honey. So everything that you would need to be a bee farmer or increase your honey crop is in here. Now I really like that they've taken a book designed for increasing honey production, but they have added the information about different plants and species, because I bought a book basically just on that because I wanted to learn about plants and species, and what kind of honey crops come from different plants, or does this plant produce nectar and pollen? Is it pollen only? Is it nectar only? So this book, you've got that in there. So just on this page, you know, look at that. Himalayan balsam, you know where I am in Wales, we're no stranger to Himalayan balsam, but that is a really nice touch, because when you start beekeeping or you're into bees, I'm in Blueson now, I'm walking the hedgerows, I'm just constantly looking for flowers and looking at any bees working them, and if I see a flower that I'm not sure of, I go and research that flower. Beekeeping just does that to you, so I'm very pleased to see that's in the book. But the strongest part of this book is how to look after bees to get the most honey. So they talk heavily about how to do splits, how to do queens, how to stop your bees from swarming, all the important details you need to narrow down into. And I was really pleased to see my friend David Wainwright has actually written a tiny bit in here as well, talking about his system of beekeeping, something that I been influenced massively with how I keep my bees now. So I'm glad to see David has contributed a little bit to the book as well, because he's been a big inspiration of mine and he's taught me loads over the years. We go into queen clipping. You know, many people talk about queen clipping. Again, that's something that I do. And even the detail, I don't want to spoil the book for you by saying all the good stuff in it. You've got to buy this book and read it. But there's a bit here about honey warming and HMF. Well, they've got a chart in here which I was fascinated by. It tells you what temperatures and for how long it takes for honey to be destroyed or become, for the HMF to raise above what the legal parameters is. I mean, no other book out there has got that much in-depth knowledge of how to increase your honey crop and have healthy bees. Now, if we were to go back 80 years, beekeepers would not have been sharing this information, because back then beekeeping was very close-knit. Oh, don't tell him everything you know, he'll steal your work. It was that kind of theory. But I tell you what, everything that you need is in this book if you see this for beekeeping. And I'm not getting paid to do this. They've not asked me to do this. I told them I'm going to do a review on this video, on this book, because I know that book is going to be a good one, but I wanted to wait for me to read this book first before I did it and gave this book my 100% endorsement. Like I said, I'm not getting paid, but they were very kindly, they did give me this book, and I asked to get it signed as well. Now, this is one of those books I can guarantee you, like the book Honey by the Ton, in 100 years' time, this is still going to be as popular as it is now. So don't wait. Get one of these books right now. I promise you, it'll be the best book you've ever read on beekeeping and how to increase your honey. Thanks for watching.